collecting and investing world. These coins are more than just everyday change. They are pieces of history, and some are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or simply someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of American currency, this video is made for you. Back-end index pointing right, let's get started with the countdown. Beginning with the first rare Jefferson nickel. Rocket. The Jefferson nickel, one of the most familiar coins in American pockets, hides a treasure within certain years that only the wise collector truly understands. Among the most powerful and fascinating of them is the 1943 S Jefferson nickel, a coin minted during one of the darkest yet most heroic chapters in American history, World War II. To many, it looks like just another 5-cent piece, but its silver content and its rarity in top condition make it an object of immense value and desire in today's market. The year 1943 was no ordinary year. The United States was fully engaged in the Second World War, and every piece of material, including copper and nickel, was needed for the war effort. Ammunition, tanks, and aircraft demanded metals in staggering quantities, so the mint made a bold move. Jefferson nickels from 1942 to 1945 were struck not with their usual composition, but with a special alloy of 35% silver alongside copper and manganese. The result was the famous war nickels, and among them, the 1943 S stands tall as one of the most coveted. The San Francisco Mint, identified by the proud S mint mark above Monticello on the reverse, produced these coins in large numbers, but their survival in pristine form is far less common. Many of these nickels circulated heavily, their surfaces dulled by decades of commerce, leaving very few in untouched, sparkling condition. Today, collectors are willing to pay fortunes for examples that seem to have escaped the ravages of time, their luster as bright as the day they were struck. The silver content of the 1943 S nickel also gives it a weight far beyond its face value. At the time of its release, silver was not considered precious in small quantities. Yet decades later, the reality of limited supply and growing demand transformed these dimes and nickels into symbols of hidden wealth. To hold a silver war nickel is to hold a piece of America's wartime sacrifice, infused with both patriotism and precious metal. But it isn't just the silver that makes the 1943 S special. It is the mystique of its survival, the rarity of flawless examples, and the occasional presence of minting errors. Some coins display double die features, off-center strikes, or planchet anomalies. These errors, born of haste during a period when the mint was under tremendous pressure, have since become holy grails for collectors. One such coin can transform from mere change into an artifact worth thousands or even tens of thousands. Consider the history these coins have witnessed. A 1943 S nickel may have once passed to the hand of a soldier's family buying war bonds, or a child collecting scrap metal for the war effort. Each coin is not just a piece of metal, but a silent witness to sacrifice, resilience, and the spirit of a nation determined to prevail. To find one today is to touch a fragment of that era, a bridge across time connecting us to the greatest generation. The rarity of these coins only intensifies with the demand of modern collectors. In an age when people scour their pockets and jars for overlooked treasures, the 1943 S Jefferson nickel often rises to the top of the list. Its silver core and historic value make it a constant target for both seasoned numismatists and newcomers dreaming of a life-changing discovery. Imagine stumbling upon one of these nickels in uncirculated condition, tucked away in an old cigar box or inherited from a relative's forgotten collection. To the untrained eye, it may look like just another old coin, but to the informed, it represents a fortune waiting to be claimed. That sudden realization, the moment when you learn your nickel is worth thousands, is what turns an ordinary life into an extraordinary story. The coin market has seen astounding results when pristine or era 1943 S nickels come to auction. Bidders drive prices higher and higher, each determined to own a piece of numismatic legend. In these moments, a simple coin once worth 5 cents commands sums that can rival the cost of luxury cars or even homes. It is this leap from pocket change to life-changing wealth that give the 1943 S its legendary reputation. Beyond wealth, however, the 1943 S nickel offers something even rarer, meaning. It represents the unity of a nation during a time of struggle, the ingenuity of adapting coinage to the needs of war, and the timeless truth that small things often carry the greatest power. This little coin is not just metal. It is memory, history, and opportunity pressed into one. Every collector dreams of finding the right coin at the right time, and the 1943 S Jefferson nickel embodies that dream more than most. Its silver heart beats with history, its surfaces shimmer with potential, and its rarity whispers promises of overnight fortune. The wise know that coins like this should never be discarded or undersold. They hold the power to rewrite destiny. So, the next time you hold a handful of change, look closely. Hidden among the ordinary may lie a 1943 S Jefferson nickel, waiting to reveal itself. And if you are the lucky one who uncovers it in shining, untarnished perfection, you may find yourself not just holding a piece of silver, but grasping a key to unimaginable fortune, a coin that could alter your future forever. Next up, the Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938, was intended to honor one of America's most influential presidents, Thomas Jefferson, and his iconic home, Monticello. For decades, it circulated steadily, blending into the flow of American commerce. But in certain years, unusual circumstances and unique production quirks transformed some of these coins from ordinary change into numismatic treasures. One such year is 1967, a time when the mint's decisions, America's coinage policy, and collectors' passions converged to create a piece that still inspires awe today. The year 1967 was part of a turbulent era in U.S. coin history. Just a few years earlier, in 1965, the mint had removed silver from dimes and quarters and greatly reduced its use in half dollars. This was due to rising silver prices and the fear that people would hoard coins for their melt value. The Jefferson nickel, however, remained in its traditional copper-nickel composition, but rumors of experimental strikes and special test planchets still linger around coins of this era. That whisper of silver within a nickel, real or rumored, has made collectors hunt 1967 nickels with unmatched intensity. Another critical twist in 1967 was the absence of mint marks. The mint deliberately removed all mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 as part of a plan to discourage collectors from hoarding newly struck coins during the coin shortage of the 1960s. This means that every Jefferson nickel from 1967 looks the same at first glance, no matter if it came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. This uniformity gave rise to mystery and speculation, especially when rare varieties or special strikes were discovered. The special mint sets SMS of 1967 add even more intrigue. Since proof sets were suspended at the time, the mint issued these special sets instead, with coins that had an unusual finish, sharper strikes, mirrored surfaces, and satin-like textures. A 1967 Jefferson nickel, in SMS condition, can shimmer with a beauty unmatched by ordinary circulation coins. When preserved perfectly, these nickels command extraordinary prices, sometimes turning a 5-cent piece into a small fortune. Beyond finish and appearance, collectors obsess over errors and varieties. Some 1967 Jefferson nickels show off-center strikes, die cracks, or double features on the inscriptions. Others may have been struck on planchets intended for other denominations, a mistake that instantly transforms a coin into a one-of-a-kind treasure. Such errors are not only rare but also highly prized, because they tell the story of the mint under pressure, producing billions of coins while occasionally letting perfection slip. The idea of a 1967 nickel with silver content, whether by accident test strike or planchet mix-up, feeds the dream of collectors everywhere. Imagine a Jefferson nickel that appears ordinary but, when tested, reveals silver coursing through its veins. Such a discovery would not just be historic. It would ignite the coin market with frenzy, and its value could skyrocket to unimaginable heights. One coin like this could indeed change someone's fortune overnight. Part of what makes the 1967 Jefferson nickel so compelling is its place in American history. The 1960s were a time of upheaval, innovation, and transformation. This coin stands as a silent witness to those years of civil rights movements, space exploration, and cultural change. To hold one is to hold a relic of that era, a small piece of history that carries stories far larger than its modest size. When collectors and historians look back, They see the 1967 nickel not as just another entry in the long series of Jefferson nickels, but as a symbol of transition. It bridges the old era of silver coinage with the modern era of clad coins. It embodies immense struggle to balance practicality, demand, and artistry during a time of national and economic change. At auctions, pristine 1967 Jefferson nickels, especially those from special mint sets with cameo or deep cameo contrast, have shocked the market with their prices. Bidders recognize their rarity and leap at the chance to own them. What was once worth a nickel has been elevated into the realm of hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and uniqueness. That transformation itself is proof of the coin's incredible power. The thrill of discovery is what drives many to search jars of change, family collections, or old estate boxes for forgotten treasures. To the untrained eye, a 1967 nickel may seem like nothing more than pocket change, but to the trained eye, it might reveal a subtle error, a flawless surface, or even the dream of silver content. That moment of recognition, the realization that wealth hides in plain sight, is what makes coin collecting magical. The 1967 Jefferson nickel is a reminder that fortune often comes in the smallest forms. A 5-cent coin, overlooked by millions, can hold secrets capable of rewriting a collector's destiny. Its combination of history, mystery, and possibility is what makes it one of the most fascinating coins of its era.